Know what you can expect over the next 1 to 3 days or so? Well, I'm here to help you with that, my friend. Good one, everyone. I'm Aurea Eden, and this is Daily Energy with daily predictions, your news before the news. Good one is my way to greet. It means good, blessed, and wonderful. The day's energy is going to be about the next 1 to 4 days, and this is going to be a time for self-care. Okay, this is going to be a good day, which is tomorrow, because it's a pre-recorded video, and it's going to be a time for self-care. It's going to be a good time for you to put on your best dress. It's going to be a good time for you to meditate, go for a spa day, get your nails done, get your hair done. Do what it is that you love to do. Your talent. If you like to sew, you like to sing, dance, write, create, whatever. It's going to be a lot of creativity energy coming in. So it's going to be a good time for you to do just that. Now, speaking of which, in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so, 1 to 4 days or so, we're going to see a lot coming in about arts and crafts and creativity and stuff like that. So, we're talking about writers, poetry, dancers, singers. You're going to see all of this coming in. So this is kind of entertainment news. You're also going to see more coming in about fertility, birth, children, weddings. We're going to see pick up over the next 1 to 3 days or so, a lot about weddings. So if it's you, my friend, and you just got knocked up or hooked up, good for you. Congratulations. Okay. This is what I'm seeing coming in here. I'm also seeing that it's going to be a good time to go get medical checkups, go to see your doctor, because I've picked up on yesterday, which is really today, a lot of health issues coming in. And so I'm seeing like it'll be a good time to do like some preventative maintenance here. Also, there's going to be checks coming in, like not just checkups, but checks like quality checks to a certain extent. I don't want to say quality checks. Actually, I'm going to say credential checks. So there's going to be a lot of talk about like identification and passes, and like if you don't have the credentials, you're not going to get in. That's kind of the talk that I'm seeing. I'm also seeing something about like location is going to come up over the next 1 to 3 days or so, as well as a lot of agricultural talk coming in, and agricultural accidents. I'm seeing someone being thrown from a horse, thrown from an animal, sick animals, that type of thing. More specifically, a horse. Okay, so people being thrown off a horse or being kicked by a horse. We're going to see this over the next 1 to 3 days or so. So when you're out at these trail rides over the next 1 to 4 days or so, make sure that you're paying attention to where you're walking and what you're doing. And, don't go poking the bear. If the animal's not doing nothing to you, don't do nothing to it, right? Okay. And so, but that's what I'm seeing. Somebody by the name of Huckleberry Friend, or Huckleberries or something like that, or I don't know, but we'll see some names coming in like Huck or Buck over the next 1 to 3 days or so. I'm also seeing this horse situation. It could actually be like like those, like, what is it? Not the horse races, but like the horse shows, to where they're jumping over these like little, I don't know what they call them, but yeah, I'm seeing like performances though, but it's kind of like with horses here. I'm also seeing incidents coming in about, I feel like I told you before, it's like civil, but it's showing me a young black man, okay, or a young African American man, whichever he refers to himself as. But I'm seeing this come in here over the next 1 to 3 days or so. This could have something to do with somebody being constrained, and we'll see something come up in the news over that, but like police activity. This person seems like they're going to be like 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 restrained or something along those lines, and somebody might say that they resisted arrest or something like that, but this person seems like they're going to have some kind of difficulty. And I do see that this could possibly even lead to some kind of uproar based on the results of what happens with that situation here. But I'm seeing a lot of riot activity coming in. And whoever this officer is, this could be somebody new that just comes in. Or this could be a soldier, a private, because I am picking up on a like a private soldier in the military or something like that. So it could be something along those lines. But I'm seeing something about rank coming in. Rank is going to hit the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Like I said, credentials, right? If you don't have the credentials, don't get in. Well, whoever this is, they're at the lowest rank is what I'm seeing. So we'll see stuff coming in about like privates and people who are at the lower rank when it comes down to even organizations here. Something coming in about monetary value. So we're going to see more coming in about mints. I told you that I saw a collector maybe finding a rare coin or something coming up in the news about a rare coin here being located, charged in or something like that. But I'm seeing something about monetary value here. I'm also seeing something coming in about the European River. And more specifically, I'm picking up on a lot of fish energy here. And this could be like, I told you, like, I feel like the radiation or whatever in the oceans is starting to affect our fish. And I don't know if you ever saw on The Simpsons, there was an episode. And if you look real close in the background, it says bad fish. And look, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a legal advisor of any kind, nor am I a financial advisor. But if you know like I know, then you know. And you know, if you know like I know, that these cartoons are not just cartoons. They are actually those who wrote these cartoons. More than likely, they have access to what we call the Akashic records. So it's either past, present, or future that they're seeing. So it's not a made up story. In order for you to see it in your mind, at some point in time, you have to have seen it somewhere. It's nothing made up. That's why I'm able to predict this energy, because it's nothing made up. It's nothing new under the sun, the moon, or the stars. That which happened then is going to happen again. Okay? All right? So that's how that works. And so it's something that they have seen. Now, it's not all going to come to pass the way that they're seeing it, but the foundation for what they're seeing, it's a real thing. All right? It's a real thing. And so I said all of that to say that there's something going on with the fish. Whether it has made mainstream or not, there's something going on with the fish. I even seen this one guy, and he showed a video of a fish and it had bumps on it. Okay, because, you know, at some point I was pescatarian and I was like, oh, I'm not going to eat, you know, any of that other meat. I just eat fish. And then I saw that and I was like, okay, Father, you just don't want me to eat no meat at all. Like, you don't want me to eat no meat at all. Okay. But that's what I'm saying. If you're going to eat it, you might as well work on raising it. But knowing like I know that when you raise it, sometimes it ain't easy to eat it. That's why all these chickens out here still alive. You know what I mean? But so that's what I'm seeing here. We're gonna see a lot of like nationalist type movements going on over the next 1 or 3 days or so. More specifically, we're going to be reminded of history. And I'm seeing something coming in about 1991. What happened in 1991? Okay. And I'm seeing Ukraine. Okay. And it talks about like the independence of Ukraine in 1991. Okay. Something coming up about history here. So we'll start seeing that because we're seeing like art and stuff like that in history. A lot of the art that we have now, we have from history, like Van Gogh and Picasso and, all of these greats that were, that still are. But that's what I'm picking up here. I'm seeing that I told you there's going to be a situation to where I feel like there's going to be like it almost come in as a sack, like people like wrestling around on the ground, somebody gets elbowed, somebody get poked in the eye or something like that. But that's the kind of energy we'll start seeing news coming in about that over the next 1 to 3 days or so. We'll also see something coming in about Maya. We'll see something coming in about Miley. This could be Miley Cyrus. We're going to see something coming in about Rick. This could be Rick Ross. This could be a governor or something along those lines, or like a celebrity named Rick over the next 1 to 3 days or so. And it don't have to be one Rick. It could be multiple Ricks, not one Maya, multiple Mayas, because his energy, and this energy is just familiar with that name. Tucker. This could be Chris Tucker. This could be somebody by the name of Tucker. We'll see this coming in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Here, it's really 1 to 4 days, okay? I'm also picking up on a lot of movement when it comes down to hay and mowing hay. And it's going to be a good day over the next 1 to 3 days or so to mow your yard. More specifically, not tomorrow, not today, not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. Seems like by then, that time, things might dry back up in some places here. I'm seeing like somebody basically saying, look, I screwed up. Like I screwed up. I see a screw up at some point in time. And this screw up could be costly. All right. Yesterday, which is really today, because I'm pre-recording this video. I saw something happening on a ship. And it's like, and look, I'm on a ship right now, but not really. It's a background. But it could be something happening on a ship because somebody at the lowest rank on a private level ends up making a big mistake, ends up screwing up. And that screw up could be costly. Okay. That screw up could be very costly here. And so it's what I'm seeing. That screw up could be that police officer that ends up don't know no better, feels like his back is up against the wall, and then acts out and sends the crowd into an uproar. Because I see a riot, I see an uproar, I see a large commotion. I see that they're not going to be able to hold them back. I see they're trying to see this energy has a lot to do with like holding people back. And this could be even on a celebrity front, like a popular celebrity comes in, and then all of a sudden this rush of people start coming towards them, and the security is not able to hold the people back. But I feel like that's kind of like what energy I'm picking up. Like I'm seeing like it's to the point to where I feel like they might even want to withdraw the troops at this point because they're not going to be able to hold them back here. So that's what I'm seeing over the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. I'm 1 to 4 days. I'm also seeing, I told you about the breaks, right? No, I think I told you earlier today. But I'm seeing here certain restrictions going to be in place when it comes down to accidents. I feel like there's going to be a lot of accidents when it comes down to brakes. So over the next 2 days or so, you want to check your brakes. Also news coming in about Drake. Okay. Because for some reason I meant to put a B and I put a D. All right. So I don't feel like that's a coincidence. So I'm going to go ahead and call this out. Over the next 1 to 3 days or so, we're going to hear something coming in about Drake. I see limitations being put on something or someone. I see restraints being put on something or someone. constraints. And that's why I said there's going to be like a situation to where it's like, yeah, I'm not going to speak that because I don't know if my tongue is being that ready writer. So I'm just not going to speak that. But I'm seeing the crowd fighting back. That's why I say I see that's commotion. Okay. And when it comes down to discipline and governing are some issues that we're going to see in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. And the discipline, so disciplinary action, this could be sentencing. This could be somebody having to face the consequences for their actions. Somebody having to pay up restitution here to the victims or something like that coming up. Automotive incidents, though, brakes, mufflers, these are some things that you'll notice coming up over the next 1 to 3 days. Also choking incidents and choking accidents. People being actually choked. We're going to see like that coming up in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so, being choked by the hands or being choked by something, as well as be choking incidents with food. I saw, like CPR basically as well. So that coming in. Also, wild animals over the next few days or so as well, especially rabid animals. I feel like, watch for those, especially dogs. There's been a lot of dogs going to get out because of all the fireworks that's going to go off tonight. And so over the next 2 days, it's like, who knows where they've been and what they've been doing. And so not just dogs, but just other animals. If you see like a coyote during the day, if you see a nocturnal animal during the day, it's a problem. Okay. And so that's what I'm seeing here coming in. I'm seeing something about urination and defecation coming in. So what that could mean is we're going to see a lot of shit in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. And I mean like literally, all right? Poop, poo, urination, people claiming that somebody like defecated on their stuff, and it's going to be a mess, all right? I don't know if that story is true, but I heard like one place they got mad at another place, so what they did was they put trash or something in a balloon and they flew it over to them or something like that and popped it, and then they started having a lot of poop. I don't know if that's a real story because I never saw it, but that's what I heard. Those are the type of storylines that we should see in the news of the next 1 to 3 days. But something coming in about a lot of poop. This could be somebody urinating and defecating on buildings, on cars. This could be rioters doing this and smearing that. Don't you be one of those, because you don't want your DNA out here like that, because they cloning people, and you might not want your DNA to be out in these streets, on these streets and these walls like that. Here, I see a lot coming in about like centers and hubs. So there could be like a lot going on when it comes down to like shopping centers. Here, I feel like I visited this energy before. But I think when I did, that's when the pet place in a shopping center burned. But that's what I'm seeing here. Still picking up radiation, still picking up maintenance energy. And when we're talking about networking, I'm picking up on networking. We're going to be hearing more talk coming in about different regions that we have been frequenting in the news over the last month or so. So I feel like it's going to be new energy coming in, especially when it comes down to like the military as well. I'm getting lieutenants, captains, colonels, and all kinds of stuff like that in the energy. So we're going to see a lot of military talk over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Here, I'm seeing something coming in about somebody named Junior. I'm seeing something coming in about scouts. This could be a junior scout. This could be a scout, like what do you call those? Those I can't think of. Boy Scouts. We could hear something come up in the news over the next 1 or 3 days about Boy Scouts. Somebody from the age of 8 to 11 here I'm seeing coming in. So a lot of club energy, a lot of birth energy, a lot of youthfulness, a lot of weddings. Talk about, children coming in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Children's activities over the next 1 to 3 days or so as well. Something coming up about the phones next 1 to 3 days or so. Could be like ringtones, different ringtones, something about a ring, or I told you the other day I was picking up on detonation, and so somebody could be using their phone to detonate something. Here, I'm seeing something coming up about a signal still, so that's why I said detonation. I'm seeing talk coming in about, I'm just seeing a lot of maintenance talk. This is home maintenance, car maintenance. I'm seeing a lot of maintenance talk, metals, tools, and stuff like that over the next 1 to 3 days or so. So if you're working with those tools, make sure you're paying attention. If you don't feel good doing it, then don't do it. It's always better to be safe than sorry, especially when you're messing with people's mouths, because I see like something coming in about dentistry. Over the next 1 to 3 days or so. So we're going to hear something in the news about dental findings, a dentist that's possibly going to get in trouble, a dentist that possibly gets a reward. These are the type of news that we're going to see over the next 1 to 3 days. We'll also see something coming in about woodworkers or some kind of like craft workers, or so over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Clothing, flowers, hitting major milestones we'll see over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Now, I'm also still picking up on swirling energy. So I still feel like that's going to be either a tornado or a hurricane, because you think about something that goes around, is either a tornado or a hurricane. Talk over the next 1 to 3 days or so. We'll see something like that coming in the news. And I'm seeing grain. So we're going to see something about grain in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Burma. I'm seeing something about Burma in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so, as well as a vineyard. Okay, so I told you I was picking up France. So France is in the energy again. This doesn't necessarily have to do with wine or a vineyard, but it might likely have something to do with wine or a vineyard, because we're also, I said we weren't going to have quality checks, but we are kind of going to have quality checks over the next 1 to 3 days or so. I do see that there is going to be some aggression over the next 1 to 3 days or so. There's going to be talk about like a lot of biracial talk, crossbreeding, mixed breeding, half breeding, hybrid talk. Okay, so we're going to see talk coming in about hybrids of some form. This could be hybrid cars, okay, that makes news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. And then yesterday I got earlier today I got artificial insemination. And so we're going to see, like, whoever this is that's doing the cloning and all of this, they're actually crossbreeding. And actually I saw them put what is it? They put a man's head on a bird's body or something like that. No. They put a bird's head on a man's body. I don't know, but it's that type of energy coming in. So I feel like this is somebody messing around with genetics. All right. Genetic mutations is what is going on right now. It might not be above surface level. It might not be on a surface level, but you best believe it's happening. Okay. It happened then, and it will happen what? Again. Unfortunately, for some people who are going to unfortunately mess around and find out. Okay. So I'm seeing here a lot of things in motion here. So like I said, a lot of movement, taking action. The day after tomorrow, I would say use up as much energy as possible. Actually, starting tomorrow, so go ahead and work on using up as much of your energy as possible. Like go work out or do something to where you're going to be able to sleep at night. I also tell you it's one of those times to where over the next couple of days, I say don't be in them streets too late at night, because that's when the devil's minions are out and about seeking whom they may devour. Now, are they out during the day? Absolutely, they're out during the day, so don't be sleeping on them. But they're more likely to do the most damage at night. Okay, because or when you're not paying attention here. But that's what I'm seeing. So typically that energy brings in a lot of increase of stabbings and more violent acts. You know, violence tends to be all throughout the energy, right? But it's just like sometimes it has less intensity and sometimes it has more. Okay. Here. So friction, two things rubbing up against each other, is what we're going to see kind of in the news over the next 1 to 3 days. Lot of travel energy, I feel like, because stuff going to and fro. But that's what I'm seeing here. A lot of problems, a lot of difficult situations, people being faced with obstacles and having drawbacks more so in this energy than usual here is what I'm seeing. So we're going to see like for instance, I'm just going to give an example, right? So we have the big beautiful bill, right? So we could see like first signs of obstacles that come up for that. Or we could see like we have like, say for instance, they're trying to withdraw the troops out of somewhere, right? Or withdraw the officers out of somewhere, right? Well, I see like an obstacle preventing them from being able to just go out. It could be like people standing in the middle of the road, right? So this is the type of energy that come in on a personal front. That would be people trying to do something, but then they get these obstacles and challenges to where, let's say you want to say for instance you're trying to buy a house, then all of a sudden something hits your credit and you're like, wait a minute, at the very last minute, like right when you're in closing and you need everything to go smoothly, and then all of a sudden hit your credit. That's an obstacle that comes up. And so these problems that arise, they're not unsolvable, but they darn sure are annoying. Okay. So we're going to hear something in the news over the next 1 or 3 days about Switzerland as well. We're going to see something coming in about the Royals. The Royals are going to be trending in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Russia is going to be in the news over the next 1 to 3 days or so. New Zealand, something coming in about New Zealand. And I'm seeing like any of these could have something to do with transport, because if you notice, I'm picking up on a lot of automotive maintenance energy, right? So that deals with transport. Also something coming in about agencies over the next 1 to 3 days, drivers of diesel powered vehicles. So, semi energy coming in over the next 1 to 3 days. Also talk about urban areas, center streets. It could actually be something that happens on Center Street, but this is what I'm picking up here over the next 1 to 3 days or so. Actually 1 to 4 days. I'm seeing distinguished achievements. So I feel like I'm still picking up on rewards to some people. Some champion gets honor. This could be badges of honors, Purple Heart, stuff like this, being given to soldiers by the president or the governmental leader of some sort here over the next 1 or 3 days or so. So it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could be that somebody's going to get rewarded for their service well done here. So I'm also seeing a lot going on with courthouse. So we're going to see news trending in the news about courts and judge and the judicial system and attorneys, the attorney general. We'll hear something coming in about the vice president. These are some things that we'll see. I'm also seeing hesitation. So not only are there going to be delays to some extent, there's also going to be hesitation. And sometimes that hesitation could be the delay in itself. The hesitation sometimes could be the thing that really delays you. So that's what I'm picking up on. Ancient Samaria or ancient cities. Okay, so something coming in about an ancient city that might be found here. 65 people, something coming up about a number, and it's a specific number of 65 people. The river of Euphrates, the Euphrates River is coming up. Iraq, we'll hear about in the news over the next 1 or 3 days. Mesopotamia, we'll hear about that over the next 1 or 3 days or so. We're going to hear about like dating incidents, stuff that might happen when someone's out on a date, dating someone. And this could be, like I said, engagements, but it's having a lot to do with dating. Could have something to do with the calendar, Mayan calendars or something like that. I'm seeing something coming in about BC and Zenith and millennium and stuff like that. Talk come in here, or millennium BC, third millennium BC. Okay. Fourth millennium BC, somewhere between the third millennium BC and fourth millennium BC. It could be a city that's discovered from that time, or something discovered from that time. Okay. And so that's what I'm seeing here over the next 1 to 3 days. I also wrote in my notes, like I said, you are your. And I don't know where I was going with that. You are your. You are your. You are. Look, you are. You it. You her. You him. I don't know where I was going with this, but I just put you are. Okay. But this could be someone telling somebody, maybe somebody forgot who they were. And somebody tells them, you know what? You might not remember who you are, but let me remind you of who you are and what you're capable of. Let me remind you that, baby, you're a star, and stars shine brightly. Let me remind you that, baby, you are not just a star that shine brightly. You are the one, okay? You're like the sun, okay? When you shine, you provide warmth. Okay. So this is the kind of energy it is. It's like, let me remind you of who we are. This could be Ukraine saying in so many words with their actions, because I feel like Ukraine might do something unexpected. They might be like, let me remind you of why we are what we are right now. But I digress. I love you, Google one. Just remember, you're it. You're her. You're him. Okay? Hearts go out. You get a heart. You get a heart. You get a heart. Hearts go out. Hearts go out. Bye.